Yes, get ready for the legal dictation containing 480 words at the speed of 80 words per minute. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, start. Petitioner herein were initially inducted by the respondent as trainee pilots and subsequently released as first officer. Those in permanent employment have been promoted to various ranks thereafter, and out of those employed under the fixed term contracts, some petitioners were promoted to the rank of captain, while the others were first officers at the time of filing the present petitions. Challenge is laid in the present petitions to the orders passed by the respondent on 13 2020, except in WP bracket C 5599/2020, where the impugned order is dated 15 2020 and WP bracket C numbers 8625/2020 and 8626/2020, where the impugned orders are both dated 16/10/2020, whereby respondent has accepted the resignations tendered by the petitioners after the same were withdrawn by them well before their acceptance. Mandamus is sought for a direction to the respondent to reinstate the petitioners who were serving as permanent employees with all consequential benefits of continuity of service, seniority, back wages, etc. Petitioners who were employed on fixed term contracts have sought directions to the respondent to abide by their appointment letters and terms of the contracts and permit them to continue in service till the present contracts expire, with a further direction for renewal of the contracts for a further term of 5 years with consequential benefits. On account of the similitude of facts and common questions of law arising in all the writ petitions, the same are being taken up and decided by the common judgment. Respondent slash Air India Limited, erstwhile National Aviation Company of India Limited, is an amalgamation of Air India Limited and Indian Airlines Limited, and is incorporated as a public limited company under the Companies Act 1956. Petitioners in this batch of petitions are pilots and can be broadly categorized under two heads: permanent employees, hereinafter referred to as, and fixed term contract employees, hereinafter referred to as. Consequent to amalgamation, the harmonized Air India employees service regulations were formulated, replacing all the previous service regulations and standing orders applicable to the erstwhile companies. Air India regulations came into effect from 1/4/2013, are governed by the service regulations and are governed by the terms of their respective fixed term contracts, hereinafter referred to as However, both categories of pilots are admittedly governed by the civil aviation requirement, hereinafter referred to as dated 27/10/2009 as amended from time to time. The common thread that runs in all these petitions is a surmountable and vincible challenge to the action of the respondent in accepting the resignations of the petitioners after the same were withdrawn prior to their acceptance. However, for the sake of convenience, with the consent of all the arguing counsels for the respective parties, the writ petitions were categorized into five categories, namely categories A, B, C, D, and E. Stop. Yes, get ready for the general matter dictation containing 480 words at the speed of 80 words per minute. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, start. The honorable member who has just spoken has dealt with certain wider questions which appear to me to go beyond the scope of the present bill, which is a short bill before the House. The House will remember that when this commission was appointed, they were entrusted with two tasks. One was to examine the whole income tax procedure and suggest ways and means to avoid or prevent evasion in future. Secondly, they were to examine specific cases which were referred to them. What the honorable member has been saying really refers to the first part, that is the wider question. As has been stated, I believe, in the statement of objects and regions we have received from the Income Tax Investigation Commission recommendations on this wider issue, and they will no doubt come up before the House in the form of a measure, and the House will then have full opportunities of considering them, adding to them, or altering them so that we might evolve a proper procedure. The sole question before the House now is what to do with the inquiry part of the Commission's work with regard to certain cases that were referred to them. Now, I would beg the House to remember that this is not a roving inquiry. This inquiry has been confined to a certain number of specific cases referred to them up to a certain date. No further cases can come up before them. Apart from that, a fair number of all the cases that have been referred to them has been disposed of, and a large number still remains, and this bill is limited to those particular case and none other. It does not affect the larger issue, and obviously the larger issue cannot be considered in the form of amendments to this particular bill, which is meant to give an opportunity to the Commission of Inquiry to complete its task in those specific cases which have been entrusted to it. This matter would normally, of course, have been dealt with by my honorable colleague, the finance minister. Unfortunately, he is not here, but I should like to inform the House that next only to the finance minister, I have taken a great deal of interest in the work of this commission more perhaps than any other of my colleagues. Of course, the finance minister will be better able to deal with it. I say, even if this country is starving, even then you have to provide for our president. The honorable member perhaps prefers starvation for the president and himself. I certainly will not stand in his way, but we are considering graver matters than this, and the fact that such points are raised shows that we are not looking at the problems. We do not seem to be thinking of the vast problems that we are faced with and have to wrestle with. The vast problem of the country's economy in relation to the world's economy. Stop over.